We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello and welcome to Icons of Water World here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'm your GM Jason, and joining me today will be Curtis playing Land Shark. Land Shark.
What the comment?
The comments. I was just talking about Land Shark to him off camera. Got me all confused.
He's the one character that's burned in everybody's memory.
Let me look over at the other screen where I've got everybody's names listed.
Really, we are all Land Shark.
Starting over from the top, Curtis playing the Comet. Mike playing Serpent Boy.
Hey.
Zach playing Frost Giant.
Hola.
And Taylor playing Patience.
Howdy, howdy.
When we left off last session, we were in an Air Force base outside of Boston. Frost Giant had been staking it out, waiting for a wanted criminal that goes by the name Squadron. He'd been spotted in the area. The Comet had come up from Florida looking for him. There'd been some investigation. Found out who he was. Talked to an old Air Force buddy of his, now retired. Seemed fairly certain that the buddy was not involved in anything weird. So, looking for likely targets, they staked out the Air Force base. The base came under attack, but doesn't seem to have come under attack from a Squadron. As Frost Giant was moving in, he saw a Squadron moving in from another location, almost as though he had been staking the place out. The Comet grabbed Serpent Boy and Patience, who he was watching, and jetted over to the base. They helped some MPs up at the front gate, and Patience basically stayed with them while everybody else moved deeper into the base. Towards a woman Patience could see with her abilities that seemed to glow brighter than normal people. Like freakishly brighter. Frost Giant and Serpent Boy engaged her, while I believe the Comet chased down Squadron.
One of Squadron.
One of Squadron, as he is a duplicator. There was some fisticuffs. In fact, I want to say Frost Giant found a Squadron arguing with the original attacker, a woman that identified a woman that identified herself as Mjolnir's Helldaughter, who seemed to be able to do stuff with ice. Things escalated. Frost Giant and that Squadron got into it. Believe Frost Giant knocked him out.
Yes, sir.
But then got frozen in ice for his trouble.
We don't have to talk about that, but yes.
I don't know how embarrassing it is for a Frost Giant to be frozen in ice, but it is what it is. Serpent Boy engaged her, tried to gas her, and then they got into a discussion on their parentage. The Comet tracked down another Squadron, and they had more of a conversation than a fight, if I recall.
I think so. That's the way I remember it.
I believe he had ended up actually telling Comet that the whole reason he's after the Doctor and fighting with the military is that he gained his powers in a accident. He was a test pilot. Ship blew up. He doesn't know exactly what kind of tech went into it. He suspects it was some of the recovered alien tech. When these alien pirates had raided Manford City, which for anybody that watched first season, that was in there. But whatever the case, he came out with his powers. He expected to just become the Air Force's, pet superhuman. But according to him, they began experimenting on him, and once he finally broke loose, he's been going after the doctor responsible. A Dr. Cameron Moore. So Comet basically talked him down. I believe implying that y'all would help him investigate in some manner. And when we left off, my oldest was standing. Her and Servant Boy were standing on the edge of a building. Frost Giant was frozen next to the building, up to about his chest. And the Comet and the other squadron had just shown up. While this was going on, Patience was sitting on one of the MP's cars, sitting on the hood of their car, kicking her feet, drinking a juice box, and occasionally, I believe she healed Frost Giant and put a protective field around Servant Boy, which saved him from having some sort of attack, or suffering from some sort of attack that me oldest tried when she touched him. Does anybody have anything to add or anything that I have forgotten?
That sounds about right.
All right then. So starting up,
I mean, that is most likely the cleanest recap we've ever had.
I'm rather proud of it, truthfully.
And in the first 30 seconds, the villains are just going to leave us trapped in our death trap. Right?
To be fair, they'll trap all of you in a death trap. And then you'll be alive because you have the hidden secret power of patience.
I was going to make fun of the giant frozen snow cone, but one of us is already there.
All right. Zoom in where everybody can see. All right. So let's start off with Frost Giant.
Yes, sir.
All right, hang on just a second. All right. So I've laid out the scene. You're sitting there. You're encased in ice. You've seen the Comet show back up with Squadron just kind of flying in behind him, looking over the situation.
So you know how Frost Giant can grow really, really big?
Mm-hmm.
And right now he's really, really big?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to return to normal size while still trapped in the ice.
Okay. You shrink down kind of into the ice. So you're now standing in the open footprint, still surrounded by ice. You're standing in a big hollow in the ice shaped like you. Just now you're all down in like the one boot of it.
I'm going to curl a little bit in on myself, cross my arms over my head, and return to giant size. Basically going to try and use the sudden increase, use my own expansion to break free.
Which is higher, your strength or your growth?
My strength.
Okay. Alright, so give me a check with your strength. Give yourself a +1 shift, because you're basically, using your growth as well, so I give you a +1 to that. Would you like to tap any of your...
I'm going to
aspects.
tap ancient blood in my veins.
Okay. Because your blood is indeed the blood of a frost giant. Alright, and that will be versus her. Back over to my die roller. Let's see here. I believe her ice powers were a +5. All right, big chunks of ice go flying everywhere.
Ah, we are never discussing that again.
And you are now free. And then it's her turn. And while it's really tempting to have her try to freeze Frost Giant again, just for the humor factor. On the other hand, though, she sees herself surrounded. And nobody seems to be able to offer any help. Having questioned her last time, she mentioned that she was looking for information on her father. She also told you in no uncertain terms who her mother was. Though I think at least our two Norse-oriented fellows picked up on who her mother probably was the second she said her name.
Wait, right. But you said that she's looking for her father, you said?
Or information on him, at least.
Okay.
So what she does is, let's see, discretion is the better part of valor, I guess. She sort of takes off across the roof. Not very far, just kind of to the alleyway between the next building over. And she drops down into the alleyway.
I suppose I'll try to follow her.
Let's see, Patience. Patience, you're next.
Does anyone need assistance right now?
I'm good.
What is my current shit condition?
Because this is just one of those fights where I'm in a position where I can sit calmly and just support those who need support. So I'll just hold an action until someone gets attacked.
All right. And due to your sensory ability, you can keep a pretty good lookout. I'm going to say with familiarity, you can pick out individuals. People that you're already familiar with. So, you've been around the comet long enough, and you've certainly been around Frostboy and Serpent. Frost Giant and Serpent Boy.
Luckily, one of them can move without walking, one of them stretches, and one of them's real big.
That would make it easier.
They all kind of actually have something that identifies them individually.
Though you do have somebody flying next to the comet right now.
Yeah.
And you have the really, really bright lady.
But I'm not mentally connected to that one. So the one I'm reading, I'm...
That's right. You got the switchboard telepathy going on.
Yep.
Well, what Patience sees is she sees the bright lady run to the edge of the building and drop down. And I'm going to assume darkness is mostly what Patience, quote-unquote, sees. Except for the glowing of souls.
Because there is a range limit. So it's kind of just... I don't see people on the other side of the world, so...
Was it souls specifically she saw, or was it fate?
I've got it defined as people. She sees people's souls, but that's how she defines it.
Gotcha.
Because she was kind of adopted by, a nun temporarily.
I got you.
So a lot of her early education was kind of very Christian based.
But you see her run to the edge of the building, drop off, and as she approaches the ground, though, you see like tendrils of shadow seem to wrap around her, blocking out that light, and then she's just gone.
That's creepy.
So, this may be a silly question. Obviously, our Norse people know who her mother was. Did we know who her father was? That
She
was
did
trying
not
to get
give his
information
name.
on? Just trying to make sure I hadn't forgotten something from last week.
No, she had not given you a name. She hadn't given any indication on why she thought a military base would have that information. Just that her contacts are... I'm not even sure if she mentioned where she got her hints. Just that that's what she was here for.
Gotcha.
Servant boy, you said you were following her, so you run over to the edge, and when you look down, she's just gone. I mean, it's fairly dark, but, kind of shadowed between there, but you're pretty sure you'd see her if she was moving around.
Yeah.
She's dressed in black, but her skin was extremely pale.
Right. But I'd turn to everyone else and just give like a, I don't know, gesture with my elongated limbs, so people know that she's most likely flown the coop. And then no one else is fighting right now, right? Everyone's just in talking mode. It looks like.
Yeah, I
Yes.
just think we need to take a moment to get everybody. Well, I think everybody was up on Squadron. Is that right?
Yes, that's his name.
I'm terrified. I'm not really terrified, but I'm just sure I'm going to butcher it at some point with the wrong name. What's really throwing me off is the whole Norse connection to what's going on at this base. That doesn't make sense to me. Unless, her mother was slumming and, father could be an officer at the base.
Well, the Norse respected warriors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Greeks did it all the time.
What was it she said she was here for? Project Atlas?
She
I
mentioned
swear
that.
that
Oh,
I
missed it.
think that was something that got dropped. Whenever she was arguing with Squadron.
I believe they did mention something about a Project Achilles.
Achilles.
At least I'm assuming that's the only project that's supposed to be involved in this. I'll admit I blanked on whether or not I mentioned it, but I must have.
Oh, she said she was looking for the doctor behind Project Achilles. I
Oh.
see that in my note,
Well, so
Yeah.
was Squadron, right?
Well, he was looking for the doctor behind the doctor that had experimented on him. I don't remember if he had the project's name or not.
I just have a note that says Hell Daughter Shakes MP looking for Achilles doctor. Now,
That's
whether
right,
that
because
really-
when he ran to the corner, that's what she was doing. She had one of the MPs snatched up.
Well, let's see if we can figure out what's going on.
Yeah, Frostshine's just gonna shrink back down to normal size. We're gonna track down an MP and, shake some answers out of them. Metaphorically.
All right.
Actually, first I'm gonna have
ahead.
Squadron just to make sure we're cool, right? Not gonna have any more problems.
I'm willing to keep it calm for a minute and see what comes of this.
All right.
So a couple more vehicles full of MPs pull up. Somewhere not too far off, you hear what sounds like a couple of helicopters headed this way. The MPs all kind of pile out, guns drawn on Squadron.
Alright, calm down, calm down. Roshan will step between him and the MPs. Lower your guns. He's fine. He actually came here to help. And I just give him a very obvious elbow. Couple winks, nods.
Say no more, say no more.
He just kind of shrugs. Eh. We ran the weird chick off.
Yeah. So, I got a question for anybody interested here. What's Project Achilles? Because that's what the weird chick was here for. She was the daughter of Hell, you know. Like, my Hell. The goddess Hell. It's, a little bit alarming. But cool. I want to fight her.
Your awkwardness is impeccable, sir.
And they look around at the big chunks of ice, and yeah, okay. And I mean, they know what your abilities are. You're, from Boston.
And how does Dr. Moore fit into all of this?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Most of the MPs, a couple of them kind of glance at each other, like, neither Project Achilles nor Dr. Moore necessarily trigger anything with him. The guy in charge gets on the radio. As soon as he says over the radio that they're asking about a Project Achilles and Dr. Moore, you hear a burst of rapid orders coming over the radio. Okay, sirs, if you'll follow me, we'll take you to the, I guess it's the general that would be in charge. Does the Air Force have generals? Air Force has generals, don't they?
They can in this universe.
I just assumed that all branches could have generals, but maybe not.
Yeah, because General Charles Q. Brown Jr. is the Chief of Staff of the Air Force.
I think everyone but the Navy has them. Because they have admirals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they gotta be special.
Well, if you go way back in the day, you really only had armies or navies, so yeah.
Yeah.
Then you started getting Marines, and then you started getting, well, Air Force came a lot later, but. So yeah, they're supposed to escort you to speak to the general. Don't mention those. Don't mention the doctor's name or the project again, until you've spoken to him. And then he looks around at his MPs, and none of us are supposed to talk anything about either one of them.
All right. I make no promises, though. And with Patience's permission, I'll scoop her up onto my shoulders. Just because I have no idea how far a walk it is.
Well, she's still back at the front gate. These are not the MPs that are at the front gate.
Okay.
They were dealing with some injured ones. I forget which of the intruders it was that messed them up.
I think it was Hell, just because she was the first one on the scene.
You may be right. That's right, because she had approached the front gate at first, and they were, in her opinion, disrespectful.
Did she ever she gave her name, didn't she?
Yeah, the oldest Hell daughter.
Yes, Miota's Hell. Why did I call her Hell?
I don't know.
Hell
You were talking about Hill earlier, so
Yeah.
you just had it in the brain.
Yes, I suppose Patience will, use her cane and start walking towards the rest of the group now that it's back to not deadly fights.
One of the MPs is like, Miss? Hey, honey, I don't know if you need to be heading in that way.
The fighting's over and he's going to come pick me up anyway. I'm just going to make it less of a walk for him.
He winds up walking with you, and some of the MPs picking the guys up, swing back by, and pick up Patience. You're escorted to one of the office buildings on base. Into a decent-sized meeting room. Or conference room, I should say. General Sanderson is in there waiting on you. Got salt and pepper hair. Probably in his mid to late 50s. Maybe a really preserved 60. Got a couple of guards. Got a some kind of assistant with him. Please, come in and have a seat. So you were dropping a couple of highly classified names out there. May I ask where you picked those up?
Well, Miota's Hell daughter was in an argument with Squadron here about... Miota's Hell daughter was shaking down an MP asking about Project Achilles. So that's where we heard that name.
Mm-hmm. He looks over at his assistant who, you hear him, typing on his computer. And there's a couple of monitors up on the wall. And an image of her comes up. Clearly taken from one of the security cameras on base. I'm assuming that this is the Mioldus Hell daughter.
Yep.
Okay. He goes, she is not a super we have in our registry.
Not surprised.
Or that Spear doesn't have in his registry.
I don't think she's been
I
around.
don't think she's from around here.
Yeah.
I don't know. She spoke mighty good English. Though now I think about it, I did say she had a very slight accent. But let's see. So she was asking after the Achilles doctor. Though I don't think she actually had a name for the doctor, did she?
I don't think so.
Okay. Her squadron was just talking about trying to find Dr. Moore. Let's see, how would you put it? Dr. Moore. We have several doctors here on base. I'm not really at liberty to confirm or deny which ones are which or who's here or who isn't.
So you're saying you have more doctors than you know what to do with?
I simply have doctors that I can't give you their names as it's classified. We have a few projects different people are working on here. He's keeping a very close eye on Squadron. As are, the guards he had in the room, plus all the MPs that escorted you in, who just sort of, circled around the wall. Uh, what is it that you're looking for Dr. Moore for? And as he's saying that, Squadron tells who he is,
Yeah.
what happened, what he told you.
Yeah, it's like we're looking for answers, and we believe Dr. Moore is responsible for creating and hurting Squadron.
Squadron corrects you there. Well, he didn't create me. That was the accident.
Yeah.
I had my powers
Well,
as soon as the accident happened.
I'm sorry, I got confused. I thought Moore was involved in creating the accident too.
No, not as far as anybody knows, at least. He was just the guy in charge of the experimentation on Squadron afterwards. To your surprise, Squadron seems to be staying pretty calm while he talks about it. He's in your previous encounter, he'd seemed a little more of a hothead. He really wanted Moore dead.
I was like, and I think we'd all be upset if, there was somebody like Moore that, doing cruel experiments on supers.
Well, I can assure you that is not the sort of things the United States government would do.
Sorry, had a something in my throat.
There have been the occasional rogue element, but when they've been brought to light, they've been prosecuted. And his assistant has been typing away this entire time, and he's looking over at the assistant's monitor. We're not finding any reports of a project like that anyone named Moore was involved in, or that anyone at our base would have been involved in. We've got a record of the test flight that according to our records killed Mal Morden, who y'all will recall that's Squadron's actual name. He goes, clearly, I'm looking at a picture of him here, so, clearly that part didn't happen as recorded. As far as any Project Achilles, there were some sort of super soldier programs back in the Second World War. It's the closest thing I can think of to what that might be. Again, I'm not really allowed to confirm or deny quite a bit. Though I would have to wonder where she would have found out about it and what her interest would be.
Patience will mental switchboard of the team. If he said she found out about it, doesn't that mean he knows that they have it?
Yep.
So he's lying?
Yep.
That's not nice. You just
Nope.
helped them.
Yep.
It usually takes a little while for them to lie to me after I've helped them.
You want me to put his head through the desk?
I don't think that'll help.
Okay, we'll go get ice cream later.
Thank you.
So would Patience, if Patience thinks he's lying to her, would she go for the truth?
She knows that if you press an adult who's lying to you on purpose to tell the truth, they can get physical. And while she certainly feels safe with the protection of, people here, she also knows she's in a building full of people that he can say to hurt people. She's going to be playing it very much on what the other people want done.
She's going to take her cues from everybody else.
Yeah, because like she knows she can keep people alive, but she can't hurt somebody. Like Patience is almost incapable of hurting someone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just like they probably can't hurt me, and I've got a big man that can get me out of here. But there's a lot of people in this building, and they're all under the control of this man I'm talking to that just lied to me.
Well, I was thinking more of the telepathy, because after all, you'd use that on Mal's buddy investigating the day before or earlier this day.
Right, but the thing is, like, if I fail, he'll know.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I know people can notice it.
And they probably don't respond well when they do.
Right. Because that's why I was like, because when I was looking into his brain, I was looking into it without him knowing I even existed.
Is somebody bumping their mic?
Let me play with the...
Oh, wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, I think it might be picking up Izzy giggles in the distance.
Oh, yeah, we are hearing a little bit of baby, but it's alright.
Yeah, the baby, it's something like static, like...
It's like a rustling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard it too.
I don't know who it was coming from.
Well, it looks like it's coming from Zach.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at the light ups now, and as that static's coming in, it's Zach.
Yeah.
Busted.
What about now?
Seems to be okay now.
That seems so solid.
Okay, just let me know if it happens again.
But yeah, to reiterate what I had just said. With the last time I read someone's mind, it was with them having no knowledge that I was physically there, and no way to tell that it was me causing the little disturbance in their mind with the just seeing the base kind of recent memories.
That's fair.
You know, if this was some kind of interrogation, Patience would be all for it because she knows she's in a environment that is to her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
An environment where she can't get hurt doing it.
All right, that's fair. So the general goes on, a lot of can't confirm, can't deny. While he's extremely thankful to you for running off the villain and calming Mr. Morden here down, there is something out for his arrest under the name Squadron. And while the Meoldis, he stumbles over the name, did most of the damage, there is a report coming from a couple of MPs of Squadron flipping over some cars. Only minor injuries. He clearly wasn't gunning for the, enlisted men or anything. But, still, it's an assault on a military base. He's going to have to take him into custody.
On our little psychic network that we've got going on, I'll be like, I don't think we can let that happen.
I mean, they don't have to take the Squadron into custody. Could just have him be behind a dupe.
That's a good idea.
Or, he's super powered. We could get the super powered police involved.
Well, in y'all's investigation, the Comet did make contact with, I think it was the Comet.
Yeah.
They made contact with Spear.
Do y'all want to play it like we're going to take him into custody for Spear?
1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, like, as far as custody goes, patients won't really have the information available to know much of the difference between being put in custody or being put in custody with Spear, other than just like they are different from the military. That's, the military has hurt him. Can he be put in custody with somebody who's not the military? Is Patience's view. Because, I would not want to be put in a cage by the people that have hurt me.
Yeah, I'll just, well, he's unfortunately,
I'm back. Sorry.
Squadron is already in the custody of Spear. But we'd be really curious to hear about your investigation, into this Dr. Moore.
The Joel's like, what do you mean he's already in the custody of Spear?
No, none of that.
He's a metahuman and obviously needs to be, military's not going to be equipped to keep him in custody. We need to have him in custody of Spear.
I believe we have the facilities on base that would be capable of holding him. And Squadron's just sitting back. He just, he's looking at you when you talk. He's looking at the journal when he talks. He seems to be almost amused by this whole.
Yeah,
whole
that's
thing.
not really going to work for us.
Well, he attacked a military base, which kind of makes him a terrorist. So I'm perfectly within my rights to simply imprison him here. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to, I wouldn't hand him over to anyone that I thought was going to mistreat him. If that's what you're worried about. These alleged projects and experiments.
Yeah, you could certainly understand why we, don't exactly trust that. So do we have, a hotline to Unison or anything?
This group, no. Out of this group, Comet is the only hero. Everyone else is kind of people with powers that were living their lives and get swept up into things.
They are heroic, but not necessarily costume heroes.
Yeah.
This is a group that is not high profile and well attached to organizations. We are a household. You're the visitor. Does the Comet have connections with Spear?
The Comet has a flip phone Spear gave him.
Oh, that's true, I do. I think it's time, well, if they'll let me. It's I think, maybe we need to let some people higher up than me clear this up. And I'll pull out the flip phone.
Who's it you're trying to call?
Either Unison or toss it, the Spear headquarters. How about that, isn't Unison's alter ego a lawyer for Spear?
That's one of the many things that he can do, yes.
He is a lawyer for
I'm
Unison.
just saying, the Comet wouldn't know that that's Unison, but he might be aware.
Would it?
He might.
All you got on that
lawyer
flip phone
is a good
is the number to the office that the guy that gave it to you worked in.
Okay.
Now that don't stop you from telling the general whatever, but
Would it be too meta of me to? This might feel a little meta, but they do have a very, very public profile. It might be worth reminding that Independence Ray is an Air Force personnel, and
Well, that's true. He is Air Force, basically on loan to Spear. But that doesn't give him any great rank within the Air Force.
I guess not beyond captain, at least not officially, sure.
No. I mean, he's whatever rank you have to be to actually be a pilot. Cause
Yeah.
I think you have to be an officer to fly.
Yeah.
At least as far as like the actual like combat jets as you think of them. The general doesn't look happy. Not at the comment. No, not at you for bringing up Independence Ray. Not at the comment for waving the phone around. Are you, Curtis? Is Comet actually opening the phone?
Yeah.
You don't have any bars here.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And the general doesn't react to, any more than he already. He doesn't frown any harder than he already was when you flip it open. Well, let's make a compromise.
Would you mind if you
then.
borrowed your office phone?
He goes, I'm willing to compromise to some degree, gentlemen. I'll take Mr. Morden into custody. You can go talk to Spear. And then, the folks higher up than us can make that decision. If it's decided that he should be in Spear custody, I will immediately hand him over. It's not that I want him here on my base at all. I just feel that's the proper action to take.
Tell you what, if Squadron agrees to it, I'll hang back with him, just to make sure everything stays on the level. Sound fair? Then I look to the general and then look to Mal and
Mal just kind of
hold my
shrugs.
hands open.
Sounds fine to me. And then he's just kind of smiling at the general. That's highly unusual. But we don't have anyone else in our holding facility, so I think we can swing that. He doesn't seem very happy to be making a compromise, because he's the general in charge of the base. He's not used to having to compromise that much. But he's very aware that, a room full of guys with guns does not necessarily mean much when you've got, 4 or 5 superhumans sitting in front of you. He gestures, and one of the MPs pulls out some cuffs. They actually wind up taking like 3 or 4 pairs of cuffs and putting them on Mal. Probably still wouldn't be enough to hold him, but they feel a little better anyway. With that, they escort Frost Giant and Mal off towards the holding cell. The general tells the rest of you, if you need a ride, I can have some of the MPs drive you back to the gate.
So that was Frost Giant that went into custody, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he's not being locked up with him, but he'll be like outside the cell kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Serpent Boy, go ahead and ask. What about me and the kid?
Comet, you mind taking our little friends here back to my
That's right,
apartment?
he's our new guardian. That's what I forgot.
The general's like, if you need a ride, I can have one of the MPs drive you home. I mean, that's
that's all right. Uncle Comet has this covered.
Well, then, once again, thank you for your help, and I'm sure we, the Air Force and Spear can get this sorted out in no time. And then him and his assistant kind of get up and leave, and the MPs escort y'all back out. The ones that didn't go, the handful that didn't go with Mal and Frost Giant. The difference now is none of them have their guns out. They're all.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here, and I don't think we should go to the apartment. Actually, I'm a little paranoid. I'm a little paranoid about leaving Frost Giant behind. We'll see if we can't make contact with Spear.
Okay. Once you get out within the base, you start getting bars again.
Right.
Quick enough that you're suspicious that room may have been shielded in some way.
Kind of figured. Yeah, I'll start with that one rep on the burner phone.
All right. Agent Greg. Though he's a woman that answers the phone, and he had told you that when you called, it would come to his office, and whoever was here, one of the other agents or somebody could speak with you. But this sounds like it's probably a receptionist, secretary. Identifies it as Spear. Investigation Division. How can I help you?
It was Agent. Is it Bragg?
Greg.
Yeah. This is the comment. It's like I need to speak with Agent Greg, please.
Just one moment, sir. And you get put on hold, and you got the little elevator music playing. Agent Greg.
Okay, we'll let him know what we've been up to and what we've done.
We've done nothing but good things.
Yeah.
We have some agents scrambling out in that direction. We'd heard about an attack. We've got some agents moving in that direction, though.
We weren't able to find out much about Project Achilles or Dr. Moore.
He's interesting.
But they've got Frost Giant and Squadron in custody. And I really don't think that's where Squadron needs to be.
They might have the facilities to hold him, assuming they've got something reinforced enough.
Well, I'm more concerned that, these are the same people that were torturing him.
Well, if what he's saying is true, we'll definitely look into it. Those sort of off-book programs do happen. Though one of Spear's own heroes was also involved in an accident that gave him powers, and the Air Force just put him to work. I'm not getting not much information on this Dr. Moore. Or rather, not much that isn't classified. We will have our agent start speaking to the general about taking Squadron into our custody, as we should be better equipped. It sounds like he's going to refuse until we get somebody higher up, though, so I'll go ahead and start that up the chain of command. Now, Squadron's a duplicator. Do they have the original in captivity, or?
As far as I know, I wish they didn't, but I think that they do.
Okay.
Unless he was clever enough that we never met the original.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see then.
That'll explain why he was so calm.
Let's see, where were we? We were. Oh yes, so just jumping back to Frost Giant. So Comet, you're talking to them as y'all leave the base. Frost Giant, y'all are marched to another building down underground. They have, looks like one long hallway of cells. It's not like it's a full prison or anything. They look pretty sturdy. You're certain that you could probably tear your way out of here. So it is up in the air whether or not Squadron can manage it, because he is not, you fought him and he's pretty strong, but you don't think he's quite as strong as you are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap my knuckles on one of the doors as we pass by and just kind of give a little scuffing noise. Just really.
The MP's with you, kind of like, dude, I didn't build it.
Just saying, with the military's budget, you could probably get better contractors than this.
Look, man, some of you guys can pick up, skyscrapers. You ain't hardly going to build a concrete and steel prison that's going to hold that. You got to have some of that, what the crap I ate, or, some weird something.
Have you tried asking them to stay in the cells nicely?
As they're opening the cell, they're like, Mr. Morden, please stay in your cell. Oh, we'll see if that works. He steps in. They don't offer to take the cuffs off. He just steps in. They just shut the door.
Can I see him through like a
They have one of those, little slots or whatever. And yeah, you're free to keep it open. They don't care.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
The MPs kind of line up on either side of the hallway. A little bit later, you hear what sounds like alarms going off. They're a little muffled down here. And you hear a little chuckle coming from inside the cell.
Look in the cell.
Oh, he's still there.
You had a few friends waiting outside, huh?
Well, nobody that didn't come in with me.
Not the game I thought you were playing, but it's a good one still.
One of the MPs is on his radio. A little bit later, you see the general come marching down. It turns out your friend had some of his copies still running around on base.
Whoa. Hold on. You're saying a duplicator had duplicates. You hear that, Mal? Yeah, duplicates.
No, surely not. The general just looks at you just in the eye for all shot. Get off my base. I can't prove you were involved in this, but I want you off my base. Then he looks through the window. What did you take? You got into our computers. What did you take? One of the MPs is kind of stepping forward to kind of, try to escort you out, but through the little window, you just see Mao give the general the double deuce, and then that duplicate vanishes and the cuffs hit the ground.
I hope I meet him again. Knows how to throw a punch. A lost art. It's a lost art.
In a world of superheroes, I doubt that. But anyway. So your laughter echoes through the halls as you're escorted out. The general is just fuming.
You know how this could have been prevented?
You're not there. You're not there. You can't mock him. as Frost can't talk. Frost Giant, as you are leaving, you see some black sedans pull up. Your typical kind of MIB looking guys get out. Most of them step up and start talking to the MPs and asking to speak to the general. They're told they have to wait because there's alarms going off. There's been a data breach. One of the agents trots over to you, Frost Giant, and asks if you give him the rundown of what went on here.
Yeah, I just give it to him straight.
Okay. So he's talking to the general and volunteering to go into custody, and all was simply a distraction while another version of him stole some information.
Yeah, kind of what I expected to happen. I honestly just didn't want to risk that being the actual Mal, and he gets gassed and taken off to some black side or something. He's a criminal, but I don't want him hooked up to electrodes or something.
You may have watched too much X-Files. But all right, he leaves your card. If you think of anything else, if you come into contact with him again, please let Spirit know.
Will do.
While we will certainly investigate his claims, he's still been tearing up military bases. That's that is criminal offense kind of stuff. All right, so you get back home. Comet, you said you were nervous about taking the kids back to the apartment.
Oh, right.
Do you take them somewhere else, or do you just take them to the apartment and stay on alert?
I guess that won't be too difficult. We'll take it to the apartment and stay on alert.
Okay. You show up at the apartment.
I don't want the kids too rattled anyway.
Patience, give me a awareness roll.
Oh, joyful.
Let me give you a difficulty.
Not especially high.
Because this is a residential area, so there's lots of people around. All right, so you got a 7. Okay.
Luckily, only seeing silhouettes, a military step, is more easily identified.
It was like some military movie I watched one time, where they were identifying Viet Cong in street clothes based on their haircut, because the military guys all had the same haircut. I don't know if that was true or not. But no, it is not a military somebody you notice. It's somebody with a brighter than normal soul.
Oh, okay.
Now, granted, people vary, and this guy is certainly not as bright as the lady you saw earlier. Truthfully, Serpent Boy is probably about this bright.
Oh. We may have another family member of yours nearby.
And it's not that it's like a really pure soul, or there's the however she sees corruption or what she thinks of as evil. I mean, it's not covered up. It's not alarming particularly. I just don't want you to get the impression that there's a saint standing close by when I say bright.
It's bright, but it's colored.
Right. Well, relatively normal person.
Yeah.
Just unusually strong, I guess I should say.
I'll take if that's trying to my attention. I'll take a peek
Uh,
out.
she points down at a guy. It's a guy. He's across the street and down a little bit. He's parked his motorcycle in one of the parking places, and it's just kind of leaning back, leaning against it, kind of half sitting on it. Pretty big dude. How to describe what he looks like? Kind of a red flannel shirt, jeans, But he's got like leather zone like you would wear if you were like you'd wear motorcycling. Not a bunch of studs or spikes, not biker gang looking leathers. He looks for all the world like a lumberjack that drives his bike on the weekends. Looks like a pretty high dollar motorcycle though. Yeah, you ain't an expert or nothing, but it's pretty big and just looks expensive. But like I said, he's just leaning. He's just kind of leaning on his bike like he's waiting on somebody. Do you keep an eye on him or?
For a little bit.
All right. He, like I said, seems to be waiting on somebody. Isn't doing anything while you watch. Frost Giant. Do you take a cab home,
Yes,
or do
sir.
you walk home, or?
Well, I walked back to the Humvee.
That's right. You drove
Or to the
out
Hummer.
close to the. Yeah. We had that whole discussion on what a Frost Giant would drive, and we decided it was probably some
as
kind of
soon as I get some
civilian.
bars,
Something
as soon as I
big.
get some bars, I'm gonna call up the Comet just to make sure the kids got home.
Yeah, but they're good. Is Serpent Boy really, allowed to play the PS4 all night long?
No, he should probably be in bed soon. But it was kind of an exciting night. Let him unwind.
He would have tried to pass that off his combat training.
I gotta learn how to do the combos for real life. If I could have comboed her, she wouldn't have gotten away. So anyway, Frost Giant, you finally pull up to the apartment. You park. As the door shuts, you hear a voice from across the street. Or as you shut your car door, you hear a voice from across the street. Hey, Blue!
Look to see who it is.
As soon as you turn your head, you see something just flying straight at your face.
Nice.
I try to dodge.
Of course you do. So give me a coordination roll.
Oh, we got a cranky baby.
Ooh.
Of course that happens.
Well, you know how it goes.
Geez, sleepy.
Yet when they're sleepy, they never want to go to sleep.
They don't.
And I didn't as a child, and as an old man that likes to nap now, I do understand it.
You didn't know what sleep was when you were a child. You just knew you blacked out and suddenly things were different around you. That's not fun to know. That's not fun.
I guess, I know.
Like, Mama's right there, and then suddenly Mama wasn't there anymore, and it was darker outside. You just didn't have a conceptual understanding of what sleep and the beauty it holds.
Right, just a second. I forgot to have my icons assembler open, which is where I've got this guy's stats.
When I think of Jason as a little kid or a baby, I just see a child's body with Jason's head plopped down right on top of it. It's kind of bizarre and magical.
I think I may have been in my early 30s before I had the goatee. If that helps your mental image any.
That must have been a long, long pee.
Oh, God. Damn it, Zach.
Someone's in trouble.
Yeah, that
Which
was
is strange, because the little bit I played, I don't remember her using that kind of language.
Oh, please. She didn't use it often, but when she used it, she drew out the big guns. Alright, so, yeah, that's right. Is Zach still with us, or did he have to run off?
He's silent, so I'm assuming he's dealing whatever
All right.
with whatever profanity was thrown at him.
I forgot to restock the diaper bag.
Ah, that would be an upsetting thing.
So, the baby's wearing a handkerchief now?
No, I got some more diapers.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
That was a fast trip to the store.
wait, why did I roll twice? Oh, that's right. I was checking his stats, but he had already. That's right. I had pulled the stats up because I forgot how much damage he did. I remembered how much he hit for, though. All right. So he hit you. I'm going to say he was pulling his punch a little bit, so you only take 6.
Oh.
What did he throw exactly?
So, Frost Giant, you hear, "Hey, Blue," and for a second you turn your head, to see what it is, and you have just enough time to register, that voice sounds kind of familiar. And all you see is this hunk of metal sparking with electricity flying straight for your face. It bounces off your face, you fall on your butt, you hear laughter as that chunk of metal zips back to the direction it came from.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Oh.
Let's see. And you see... Where did I put his picture? There he is. Or did I have a handout of him? You see this man across the street from you.
Do I recognize the person whose limbs I'm about to remove?
Yes,
No, but
you have had...
recognize the cod piece.
It's not a cod piece, that's just his jeans where the chaps don't cover it.
Ah.
But yes, you recognize him. You've run into him a few times. His name is John Modison. And if asked, he will hand out business cards with that name on it, as well as his profession. John Modison, Godling for hire. Y'all have scrapped a few times. Probably only the first time he encountered you was at a real serious fight. But you're the only Frost Giant he knows, so he can't not scrap with you when he runs across you.
Alright, John. It is like 4 a.m.
I know, I've been waiting out here for hours.
Why?
Oh, I needed your help for something. I'm looking
So
for...
you punched me in the face.
That's a great way to ask for it.
Ugh.
Well, actually, I hit you with I didn't hit you as hard as I could have. Suck it up, Buttercup. He has taken his hammer and stuck it inside his jacket.
I need you to explain, slowly and clearly, why I should not simply give you a fantastic view of your own cult.
Well, 1, I don't think you could. 2, that'd be noisy and your neighbors wouldn't appreciate it.
Okay,
Hey.
you got a point about the ladder.
He's completely ignoring the fact that the crack of thunder when he threw his hammer probably rattled all the windows. Anyway, I need you to be on the lookout. I'm looking for my cousin Molly. She's
Molly.
Yeah, that's my nickname for her. It's a lot easier to pronounce than her actual name.
What's her actual name?
I'm the oldest.
Yeah, I've seen her.
Oh, where was she?
Oh, she was attacking the Air Force base, ways outside of town. Her and the kids got into a bit of a scrap.
Did you hurt her?
No. She managed to duck out when she realized she was outnumbered.
Probably did that whole shadow step thing, yeah.
Yeah.
What was she doing at an Air Force base?
The words Project Achilles mean anything to you, or Dr. Moore?
No, not really.
Uh,
I just know her and her mother had a bit of a spat, and then she made her way here.
what were they in a spat about?
Well, I'm getting this through a messenger, because, I don't go to her mother's, I've never been to Molly's home. That ain't somewhere you go,
Oh, it seems so pleasant, though.
I guess if you like things cold and dark. But anyway, she knows the business I'm in, so, she's got me on the lookout for her. Something to do with Hale never telling her about her father or something. But, that's been a thing with her since she was little, so I don't know what caused it to blow up all of a sudden, but... The Hawaiian Air Force Base. There wasn't an Air Force the last time Hale was on Earth.
I really prefer when things are a little bit more straightforward than this. All right, come here and give me your cell phone number real quick. I'll give you any updates we find.
He steps forward, gets out his phone.
And as
Wait,
he's looking at the
did
phone,
you say you and the kids? Since when have you had kids?
And as he's saying that, I'm going to punch him in the side of the head.
Give me a roll.
And I am tapping one hell of a right hook for make sure I hit. That's a +1, right?
Yes.
+2.
Oh wait, yeah, it's +2 if you're to hit better. It'd only be +1 if you were doing extra damage with it. All right, and this is his prowess. Yep, you catch him. What is your strength when you're human-sized?
7.
Okay. He kind of rocks and kind of stumbles, and he fumbles with his phone. Damn it, don't make me drop my phone. These things are expensive. And he's just kind of working his jaw back and forth, and you hear it pop while he's pulling up his number. Then he just holds it up where you can see his number on his screen. There, type it in.
Does he even react to the punch?
Yeah, like I said, he kind of stumbled and almost dropped his phone, and then his jaw kind of pops when he doesn't seem overly upset or surprised about it, though.
Yeah, it's a friendly little knockback.
Can Server Boy get a piece of this action?
You would have heard the thunder from his hammer, so you might have looked out in time to see him and Frost Giant talking, and then Frost Giant suddenly clock him.
Do I recognize him?
No.
I mean, I see he's wait. Is his hammer visible?
No. When he caught it, he put it back in his coat.
Oh, okay. But I do see Frost Giant.
You see Frost Giant slug him, and him kind of stand up and hold his phone up to him.
Okay. Well, I think he would reluctantly jump in since it's clear there's a fight brewing. So I think Serpent Boy's going to try to. I think it'd be, maybe funny since it's close quarters. He's going to just try to entangle Modison.
Okay.
Since they're fighting, now they're fighting in the actual apartment, right?
No, this is out on the street.
Oh, okay.
This is out on the street by the Hummer.
Okay.
You'd have looked out the window and seen him down there.
Yeah, I did. That's right. I did. I would recognize him from seeing him before.
Well, from before, like he was waiting across the street. Yes.
Okay, but Yeah, probably close enough. I mean, he's kind of, he'd be, even without the hammer, he'd be distinctive looking.
Mm.
So yeah, he's gonna try to entangle him.
All right, so you fling your window open, just kind of go diving out the bedroom.
Yeah. No, that's just gonna be a prowess check, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I can't. And can I or can I not use my stretching for that? I'm trying to remember.
That is not a bad question. I seem to think stretching's can be involved in some way. All right. You can use your stretching level in tests to escape. So if somebody were trying to entangle you.
Okay, but not necessarily to.
Now, if you've got the wrestling skill, that would factor in.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't, so I'm just going to have to do straight up prowess, which isn't particularly great, but we'll just see what happens.
Okay.
Did I go through? Oh, there I am. Oh yeah, not great at all. I only generated a 5.
And he generated an 8. All right. So he was sitting there pulling out his phone. He starts to go, wait a second, you said something about kids. Since when have you had kids? And Frost Giant clocks him. He straightens up, holds up his phone, and apparently he sees you coming out of the window.
Yeah, I probably saw something about how he was waiting for him to make a move since I had spotted him on the street a while ago. As I failed to entangle him.
But he grabs your most outstretched arm and just kind of whips you to the side.
Woo!
Oh yeah, there's one of them right now. Serpent Boy. At least that's what we call him.
You got with a snake?
No. Like, you know how it is. You go out for a 6-pack. One thing leads to another. You're fighting a volcano with a supervillain.
And he just nods his head like, oh, yeah, I've had that happen. It's the kind of life y'all live,
Anyway, guy found one of the organ monitors on the hatched eggs. And he'd been raising the kid as his own. Trying to turn him into like a super weapon or something.
Huh. I always assumed the serpent was a dude.
Son of the Midgard serpent. He tries to like sound tough.
I always assumed the serpent was a dude.
Yeah, one of Loki's kids.
That's fair. He may take after his father.
Serpent Boy. This is John. John, Serpent Boy.
John pulls out a card. Here you go. John Modison, Godling for Hire.
Now, Modison would probably ring a bell, right?
Yeah, I'm going to assume Serpent Boy's probably up on Norse mythology.
Yeah.
And yes, Modi was... he's a god, one of Thor's children. One of the gods that the myths don't record what happens to him in Ragnarok.
Right. I think he was supposed to be one of the survivors. Along with Hel. Apparently Hel doesn't really die, or necessarily die.
Well, okay, she dies. What she does, she goes home,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Saddam Hussein in South Park. We killed you. Where's I going to go, Detroit?
Hey, guy. Yeah, so yeah, I think Serpent Boy just gets all like indignant. He's like, oh, gotta be, oh, come on, it's like, and then looks at Frost Giant and he's like, what? Like almost like, why are we even talking at this point? Because normally he's not one for fighting, but when it comes to the guy who killed Mom, or the guy whose family kind of killed Mom, you know how it is. He just feels weird and
pretty sure your mom started it, but all right.
To be fair, your mom did try to drown the world in poison.
Yeah, after they chained up Dad and tortured him. Or
With snake venom, surprisingly. Or ironically.
He did. He was a little bit of a dick. You gotta be honest. Grandpa's a bit of an asshole.
They pushed him around and used him all the time. But anyway,
Yeah. Just let him know that
which I kind of did.
John's got a little bit of a lead on Hell Daughter.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes her your cousin too, huh?
Folds his arms and tries to puff up. Like you consciously see him like trying to puff up his arms to look more muscular.
But when he loses concentration, those big biceps slide down to his forearms. He looks more like Popeye.
Popeye.
Then you two gently get a message. It's 4 a.m. It's bad time. Is Brightman related to you?
Distantly, dear.
Okay. Are you safe?
Safe as we can be.
Are you hurt?
Just need a little bit of a nap. Don't you worry. You go back to sleep here.
She'll do a heal on him and then go back to sleep.
Aww.
So you just found one egg, so you just got one of them?
Yeah, just the one egg.
Okay. Well, you said kid, so I thought maybe you'd found two of them.
Oh, no, I wasn't the one who found the egg. It was the mad scientist, volcano layer and all that bullshit.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And, I didn't want to leave the kid just, homeless after I wrecked the place.
I have a hard time picturing you as a dad.
I think I'm doing a great job.
Yeah, you jumped out of a 33-story window to attack your enemy. So yeah, you're doing okay. might work on his grappling a little bit, but other than that.
It is what it is.
So anyway, back to Molly and why she'd be... Alright, she gets into a fight with her mother about her father. She comes to Midgard. She's been wandering around Midgard about a month. I've been trying to track her down. But she does that shadow hopping stuff, so she doesn't leave much of a trail to follow.
Where all has she been? Or that you've been able to at least track?
She started off in France near the border with Germany.
Makes sense.
She hit a few museums there. Stuff based on about the war. Historical sites. There were no major incidents. She hasn't quite got mortal fashion sense down yet.
When do you say sites? Are you talking like World War II historical sites?
Yes. Not so much battlefields, like little museums, places that had it. She was requesting to see documents in one place, which of course she couldn't see the originals, but they had copies, so made a little splash. Because I mean, you saw what she was wearing, the whole raven motif, pauldrons, and the armor that frankly doesn't cover enough. But I mean, most people I wouldn't mind seeing that on, but she's family, so yeah. All right, I guess I'll ride over to the base and see if anybody will tell me anything over there.
Yeah. You didn't hear it from us, but it's a Keeley's project. Probably tied into some World War II era super soldier projects. So
he reaches into his jacket and pulls out a little notepad, shots that down there, and we'll look into that. One thing you've always noticed about him is his ability to pull whatever out of his jacket. Or his saddlebag, or just it's like anywhere he reaches out of sight, he just kind of comes out with what he needs. always kind of, other than his hammer, always mundane stuff. But
Yeah. He has a lot of pockets.
in those pockets, they go to a lot of other dimensions.
Beat up this guy in England for it. I don't know. A nice scarf, but
But all right, he gets your word that you'll keep an eye out. He takes off. A few of the neighbors' lights have come on. You got a few. You got one of your neighbors, like the floor under you, is standing in the window, giving y'all all an evil look.
I just pointed at him. I pointed at John.
Guy just
started
shakes
it.
his head and then pulls the curtain. Any weirdness in the neighborhood, it's always you.
That is genuinely
those neighbors?
unfair.
That's harsh.
But how inaccurate is it?
Yeah, I mean, the statistics seem like they'd pay off in that direction, though.
But all right, so you break for the night. Y'all all get a good night's sleep, or at least the next, 4. Well, actually, if it's 4 in the morning, y'all probably need to be up at 6:30 to get to school. Yeah, none of the kids are in a good mood when they wake up in the morning.
Can I get a note for like sleepitis or something?
Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna just call up their school and say, yeah, they're not gonna be in today. They're
Yes.
got a little bit of a cough. Because they were out late.
All right, well, it's the parent / guardian calling in, so you don't get, they don't give you any guff about it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I hope they get to feeling better.
Yeah. Patience rubs her eyes. So what's Mr. Brightman called, by the way?
John Modison. He's a godling for hire. Does the big air quotes. Or finger quotes.
He's a godling.
Oh, I guess that's what the bright means.
He's not a bad guy, he's just kind of an ass. And I relate to Patience what he told us about Molly.
Okay.
And I'll text it to the Comet too. Just to make sure everybody who's involved is up to date.
Was the Comet, did the Comet get a hotel, or was the Comet staying with y'all?
Actually, that's a good question. Is the Comet...
That's up to you guys, I guess. You could
I mean, I'm sure they've got a couch.
Yeah.
you could stay on the couch. If,
Yeah, save him a few bucks.
So y'all sleep in. But y'all are at least up by noon, eating lunch. There's a knock on your front door. Not the front door of the building, your apartment.
We're not home.
no one's here but us chickens.
Open the door.
You see Mal Morden standing there. He's not in the squadron outfit.
Hi.
So, like, I've got no idea where the Comet stays, but everybody seems to know where you live. I mean, everybody kind of in the business, so,
Alright. Did anyone see it come in?
I didn't notice anybody like staking your place at or anything. No. At least one of your neighbors saw me, but.
Well, come on in. You want some tacos?
Oh no! I just came to deliver this to you. He's got a little flash drive in his hand.
Ooh.
Or specifically to give, I was going to give this to the Comet. I don't know if the kid will manage to get anybody actually investigate anything, but this is the information that I pulled from the Air Force yesterday.
What did you find?
He kind of looks around for all time. Oh, there you are. So I pulled up. He goes. I pulled up information on Moore. He's in the city. He's been reassigned to the Air Force base. He is working on something called Project Achilles, which that other Hell Lady was looking for. According to this, Project Achilles, it goes back about 10 years, but it looks heavily into. It started off looking heavily into superhumans from around the world wars. Yeah, there's a few old super soldier programs the U.S. and its allies had going back then that the U.S. ones, the ones that hadn't already been discontinued, kind of got folded into Project Achilles, so it's all kind of one something now. The experiments on me were not part of it, but when they went bust, that's where they moved Moore and most of his team to. Moore's experiments were kind of spur of the moment, and apparently just that one general down there looks, he kind of, air quotes, like it was just the, like it was an off-the-books thing like the general suggested.
But it's got information on what they were doing to him on the flash drive, right?
Yeah,
So
it's got all the reports of what they did.
Spear.
Yeah,
Take
Spear,
that
absolutely.
with you.
Or at least that's the sort of thing Spear is supposed to take care of.
Right.
Oh, thank you, Mal. We'll make sure this gets into the right hands. Just,
That's good. Yeah, I appreciate you going to bat for me. I knew it wouldn't really work going up against the military like that, but I appreciate you guys making the attempt.
What can I say? I got a bit of authority issues.
But on the plus side, it also let me know where Moore's at, so I can take care of that business.
I do hate to ask you this, but could you hold off on throwing him into the sun, whatever you plan on doing?
I don't think I'm that strong. I was just going to carry him a few thousand feet and drop him. Or actually, he looks around. If Patience is in the room, he doesn't go into that detail.
So at least, let's give Spear a chance to make this right.
Spear can go after the general.
Here's the thing. You remember the scary ice lady from last time?
Yeah.
She's looking for him. Long story short, she is who she says she is. And whatever this Achilles project is, we think somehow it's related to whoever her father was, and Hell never told her who her dad was. So she's going to be looking for him. So we keep an eye on him. Chances are we'll find her and get even more answers out of it. But if you kill her, or if you kill him, then that lead on finding her dries up, and she's causing even more havoc in the interim.
Well, the doc just got folded into Project Achilles, a year or so back after me and the Comet scrapped down in Florida. So she looked good and grown. So if her dad was part of that project, that would have been way before Doc Moore's time. It's probably some other doctor in the project she's looking for. You're trying to help, and I appreciate it. But Moore's going to die for what he did to me. Period. Come on, man. You strike me as the type that understands that kind of personal. Got to take care of it. Natural justice.
I do understand it. I don't necessarily approve of it, but I understand it.
Patience will look. You say justice, but it's just murder in your soul. She sips her milk.
She can see your soul.
Well, I can
Literally.
console myself that at least it means he won't be doing to anybody else what he did to me. The man has no... There's no limit to what that man is willing to do to other people to satisfy his curiosity.
I believe it. But give us a week.
Yeah, give us time to stop him the right way.
I'd prefer to just stop him the permanent way. Please. Please, guys. I appreciate the help. Please don't get in my way. And with that, dismount disappears.
Well,
Probably with a
I
slight
wanted to
little
get him
pop
over
as the
it.
air rushes in to fill the space he used to be.
You don't happen to have an extra flash drive, do you? I want to make a copy of this. I'm not going to give her only copy of Spear.
yeah.
Patience looks at Comet. We're a family of 2 with a single father, and you have $5 in your pocket. Go get your own USB. He sips more of her milk.
So yeah, the Serpent Boy have a couple extra USBs.
I think you may be muted, Mike.
I'm sure I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd actually like to make 3 or 4 copies of this thing,
Okay,
and
no
also
problem.
look at the information ourselves.
All right, give me a intelligence. If you've got any kind of computer skill, that would be fine. Or any qualities that, well, I don't see most of y'all have any much in the way of qualities that would help computers, but
Not so much.
What? Patience is an expert.
uh-huh. All right, y'all roll you a difficulty.
She's seen Serpent Boy play a ton of games on the computer. She knows exactly how it works.
That's no good.
Luckily, the Comet's a little bit better than you are. Frost Giant's fumbling around, trying to type with his big fingers. Probably doing the 2-finger pecking style of typing. Before the Comet kind of shoos him out of the seat, sits down.
It's like, no, it's not Computer Smash. It's
You have no problems copying it. I mean, the flash drive he gave you, or thumb drive, what do you want to call it? It's not secured in any way. So you make the copies, no problem. You start going through the information. Sure enough, like you said, Project Achilles is, 10, 15-year-old project. But it folded in some previous, super soldier kind of stuff and some other kind of superhuman-oriented stuff. It's almost like any kind of project the government had going that it didn't fold into Spear, got folded into Project Achilles. It tended to be the more secretive, in some cases, probably morally questionable. Where anything that they could admit to the public, or they wouldn't be too damaging if it went public, tended to get folded into Spear, from the looks of it. There's also an extensive listing of superhumans involved in the war on both sides, including lesser known ones that, we know they were active, but we don't know much about them. There is a report referencing referencing someone called the Crucible, which Frost Giant, you've been around a little while, and you're at least kind of on the periphery part of the magical community.
Yeah.
You're not deep into it. You don't really deal with wizards a whole lot,
But you know who the Magic Pope is. I mean, come on. Who doesn't know who the Magic Pope is?
I don't know if he'd be the Magic Pope, but he's like the Magic Marshal. If the magical type to get too out of hand, the Crucible shows up. You've had no encounters with the Crucible because you've never been involved in anything that big,
Yeah.
And when you are, it tends to be you brawling other monsters to, subdue them. So, but you're in the community enough, you know who the Crucible is. Yeah, big armored magic guy goes back to like the Crusades or something freakish, something freakishly old like that. But there was some kind of encounter in Europe during the war where he was reported to have talked about the goddess Hell walking the earth. That all the death and destruction going on had given her access that she wouldn't normally have to Midgard. You find basically reports of a string of deaths kind of in the area. They weren't combat related is why they're were significant enough to get their own report. It was all men. They were all there was no signs of what specifically killed them, and they were all in certain states of undress.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Nope.
Unless they don't want to.
Yeah, and the report's a little, it's a little vague on details, but yeah, you get the impression that okay, they were in bed when they died. Let's put it that way.
What a way to go.
Is the Crucible Molly's dad?
Well, he was reported, this is a second-hand report you're getting, because the Crucible doesn't write reports to, some government. However, he did work with the American Sentinel, who was one of the few, maybe even the only successful super soldier the U.S. produced in the Second World War. And kind of what the American superhumans that were actually kind of working with the government, he was kind of the lead guy. Well respected, etc., etc. But is a report he made after talking to the Crucible. So it's all secondhand, and at the time, the government wasn't willing to entertain the ideal of that, really that magic was real, even though they had a few wizards on their side.
Yeah. That was more just idle speculation on Frost Giant's part.
But according to the report, the Crucible never encountered her. He was tracking her down, and something else had already resolved the issue.
So she was either looking for someone who could scratch an itch, or she was looking for someone who was just potent enough to give her a kid.
Oh.
At least that's my idea.
Yeah, you got a list of World War II supers to look through in that set of housing. Let's see. The difficulty was ended up a 6, and Curtis got a major success. Curtis, you also think to check and find out there are some on the original drive. There are some files that were deleted.
Oh.
Like Mal had copied it And then he deleted some stuff before he gave it to you.
Deleted them. Yeah, I'll undelete them.
You do a quick, you quickly download some recovery software. You get the impression Mal is probably, competent with computers, but nothing. He wasn't thinking beyond just to delete it so they don't, so they won't see it. He didn't like scrub it or anything. It's a personnel file on Dr. Moore, including an address here in Boston where he is staying. He is. Oh crap! I didn't write down the. He's staying in a hotel, kind of a high-end hotel, down close to the Boston Common.
And we know Mal's on his way there to kill him.
You suspect.
I don't really blame the guy, but we can't let him do that.
Yeah.
He's a villain you can sympathize with, but that's still, kind of a villain.
I mean, if this had happened like before I took in patients or before I found Serpent Boy, I'd probably help him out. It's kind of screwed up what happened to him, but I'm trying to set a good example here.
If it was before I had the kids to set an example for, that's messed up. He probably shouldn't do that. Oh well. Pop another beer. The Four Seasons in Boston. That's where he's. Which is across.
Sure, it's not a landscaping unit.
Do what?
Wait, hold on. Time out, Jason. Do you not know?
What?
We're well past it and you don't know?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
We've got a treat for you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
Should we tell
We'll
him
save it
now?
for after the session.
Do we
we'll
tell
save it
him
for
now or
after
at
the
the end?
At the end, let's take this as a treat.
We're
Let's-
broadcasting.
Let's move past this and.
All right. Anyway, he's at that hotel, which is across from the.
Oh, we all know what it's across from, Jason. We can't say that on broadcast, Jason.
All right. I'm disturbed. I'm
Killed
officially
Mike.
disturbed.
Okay, let's reel it in and stay serious for a minute, guys. All right.
Anyway, so he's in that hotel. And excuse me, it's actually directly across from the Boston Public Garden, which is next to the Boston Common. Charles Street cuts them, divides them. But
Okay, because I can fly super fast,
mm-hmm.
I am going to drop one of our copies of the flash drive off at the Spear office.
That's barely out of the way because y'all live down south, kind of in South End, so. Or not South End, like over here, down close to the Reserve Channel. So, that's up here to where somewhere around here where the offices were, and then across to the hotel, so.
And I'll mention that, we may be bringing Dr. Moore and Squadron into custody shortly.
Agent Greg takes the drive, makes a copy himself right there while you're in the office, and then hands one copy off, basically to an assistant or to a secretary, get this, to the legal department. Have them call me and I'll fill them in on what they need to do with it. And he starts looking through some of the info himself. Okay, we'll, I assume your compatriots are already headed that direction. We'll scramble some agents and roll them out. But if we're going to go after this general, we're definitely going to want the doctor alive, for testimony and stuff. I mean, aside from the fact that, we want the legal system to handle it, not individuals. And he starts making calls, and you see agents, heading out of offices. And
We'll I'll go head out and we'll go to the Four Seasons.
Do I need to start making up names of places?
No, it's just this one specific one has a recent relevance and a hilarious story behind it that we will tell you after.
All right. All right. So while Comet is running to the spirit offices, what are the rest of you doing?
Okay, how many copies of this did we make exactly?
You never said for sure. I think you just said you wanted to make several copies of it.
Yeah. All right. I want to
So-
make sure at least one copy gets into the hands of a journalist, and we should have another, and we should be ready to upload these files to the internet, like after everything is said and done with more.
I'm willing to say y'all had like three flash drives hanging around,
Okay.
and then of course you could copy one onto the hard drive of your computer,
Yeah.
and from there you could make all the copies needed. Once you run down to Office Depot and bought some more thumb drives. So yeah, you could probably mail it to a journalist. Any particular newspaper you have in mind, or just some,
Yeah, let's go with the Boston Globe just because it's local.
Okay. So you can email that off. So that don't take no time. Then are you going to head to the Commons?
Yeah.
Or not Commons, Common. There's no S there. All right, so you load up in the Hummer and head off. I assume you're bringing both the children with you?
Yes. We get ice cream on the way home. Or on the way.
We have time for that?
A man's life hangs in the
Make
balance,
time
but we're
for
going
ice
to have our
cream.
blizzard.
Exactly.
I
I
promised
told
the kids
patients
this
we were
last
getting
night.
ice cream. Exactly.
I just picture you pulling up to the hotel just as the doctor hits the ground. Okay, patients, the lesson here is prioritize.
While I appreciate the chocolate extreme, the guilt I will feel if a man dies because of this is immeasurable.
That'd be 2 scoops of guilt.
I understand that my lifetime is much shorter than that of you gods, but I'll still feel it the whole time.
Oh, I'm no god. I'm nothing so filthy. Golden.
Well, I mean, all gods are technically false, but
At least according to Sister, whoever it was that raised you.
yep.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get there on time.
So does Patience have
Probably.
pleasant memories
Depends
of the
on how
nun?
traffic is.
For a while.
But then she started
You
noticing
know,
her flaws, like she notices everybody's flaws eventually.
Well, it's not noticing flaws. It's she slowly became more and more used by the nun to judge people, which was a thing she was told not to do.
Ah.
It became kind of a thing of, like everyone, they eventually start just
Using her for abilities.
using her ability as a tool for their own selfish reasons.
So we shall name her Sister Bertha Better Than You. Thank you, Ray Stevens. Alright. Mississippi Squirrel Revival, in case y'all are wondering what song she's from. So a quick drive through at Dairy Queen. And then off to the Commons. Common. I keep putting the S on there. Like all non-Bostonians do. Alright. As you arrive, there is already a crowd outside. You know, looking up, cell phones going. There's some broken glass on the ground. You can see a broken window up high. Squadron is floating up in the air. He's already holding the doctor. Seems to be screaming at him, but not quite loud enough that you can make out what he's saying at the ground. The doctor, Mal's got him snatched up by the neck. The doctor's kind of, clinging to his arm. And maybe talking back to him, but it's like I said, he's so high you can't tell. But he's not kicking his feet, or at this distance doesn't look particularly panicked. One or two people in the crowd seem to recognize Frost Giant as soon as he gets out of the Hummer.
Eating a dipped cone.
That would be the picture that makes it into the paper. Now, does Patience get out of the car, or does she just stay in the car?
Patience will wait gently in the car.
And while Squadron's got him snatched up like that, other copies of Squadron are flying around. One of them you see look down at all of you as you're getting out of your car and shake his head.
I wave.
That one just closer. I asked you to stay out of it, but it's too late now anyway.
Yeah.
And as it says that, the one holding the doctor drops the doctor.
Is Patience able to shield the falling doctor?
I ought to be. Well, hopefully I'm fast enough I can catch the doctor.
To be fair, you get into the office and talking briefly and then cutting back across. Yeah, we'll. For convenience sake, we'll say you all got there about the same time. So, all right. So Patience is throwing a shield around him in case nobody catches him. And the Comet is going to try to catch him. So what I want out of you, Comet, is a prowess roll. As you're doing this, let me see, where did I put Mal's stats? One of the okay, he's not there. Did I input him into the Roll20? Anyway, one of the squadrons is going to try to stop you. So the coordination roll is kind of to dodge around him and get to the doctor. Oh. That's nice. My assembler seems to have frozen.
Dang. I got 2 6s in a row.
Yep.
The dice like me today. It isn't good enough.
Oh, it is. So yeah, the squadron beelines for you. Remembering the days of your childhood, you think, do a barrel roll. So you kind of zip, kind of spin up and kind of under him. And maybe there was a second of hesitation, like he didn't really want to hit you. But from the swearing you're hearing behind you, it's not a mistake he'll make again as he turns around and takes off, turns around to follow you. But you get enough of a lead on him that you are able to catch the doctor. It's not a gentle catch, but it doesn't seem to bother the doctor any. It's just a slight
I don't feel the particular need to be gentle with the doctor anyway. But
oh, thank you. Oh, you're the Comet. You helped when Captain Warden attacked the base down in Florida.
Dr. Moore, I presume.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you for saving me again. I deeply appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you might want to save the thanks.
Oh, are you going to drop me?
Oh, I'm not going to drop you.
Then you have my thanks. He's confused.
But I am going to turn you into Spears' custody.
For what?
I was going to roll my eyes.
But you got those big tinted goggles. So yeah. All right, where are you carrying the good doctor?
Well, I may hold on to him until Spears shows up.
Okay.
He'll stay in the air.
Now let's move all of y'all that are down here in this area down into this area. All right. All right, let me blank out the initiative orders from previously, and everybody give me a coordination roll. Okay, so Squadron goes on a 10. Frost Giant goes on an 8. Serpent Boy goes on a 7. No, Serpent Boy goes on a 5. Comet goes on a 7. And Patient. Ooh, Patience did not do well at all.
Patience has a coordination of 2. Life happens.
Well, she was saving the doctor. Well, he saved the doctor too, though. Come to think of it, though, with Patience being support, going last isn't as bad, because then you know who you need to heal. Alright, her coordination is also a 6. Okay. Alright. Alright, so now it is Squadrons go. He is not happy Not happy at all. Alright, give me a... Alright, Comet, you said you were just carrying the doctor.
Yeah. And I'm going to keep him up in the air.
Alright. Then give me a coordination roll as Squadron's going to try to tackle you in the air, basically. Or excuse me, it wouldn't be coordination. It would... Well... Alright, prowess is a hand-to-hand attack, but some of this has got to do with your ability to maneuver in the air. So we're going to go with coordination for this.
Okay.
Because it's less you fighting him off and more can you outmaneuver him so he can't get in contact with you.
Right.
Alright, so he wins that one. He beats you by 2. So he crashes into your midsection. He's trying to kind of pin your arms, kind of trying to make you drop the doctor, essentially. So give me a strength versus strength. And his strength, I believe, is a 7.
Ooh, not good. Wow.
You have got to be kidding me. Alright, so he smacks into you, and that jostles you, and he's trying to get your arms, but you're kind of weaving around, and he just completely fails to get a decent grip on you. He has you in basically a partial hold. Or let me double check whether or not that does anything with the wrestling outcomes. All right. Does anybody know where the?
I think in with the partial hold they can still. Oh, I guess with the flying, they can still do stuff but can't move. Now, when you're flying, I guess the question is, how does that work when you're not really like rooted to the ground in any significant way?
What I'm going to say is that y'all kind of continue along the path you're on, but you can't move away from him.
Gotcha.
Oh.
I mean, in comparison to each other, nobody's moving, but y'all are all both just streaking across the sky.
Yeah. Also, anything Comet tries to do has a 2 difficulty applied to it.
Yeah. Except making escape rolls. He can make those at its full.
Gotcha.
Okay, that is 1 squadron. And I believe there are 5 squadrons total.
That's what I recall.
I think so.
All right, so one's after the comet.
Pardon me.
2 more of them. Another one of them heads after the comet. So give me another coordination check. This one is trying to snatch the doctor out of your arms, basically.
Oh, sorry. My coordination's actually 4, not 3, but...
Okay, just re-roll it. You just go ahead and just re-roll it. It's fine. You were trying to beat a 10. You got a 6. So yeah, the second squadron coming after you manages to snatch the doctor out of your hands.
Like birds fighting over a fish.
So you kind of, you hear him kind of give a slight start. And you hear him kind of Actually, how fast does the comet fly?
8.
Okay. You may actually be faster than Mal then. Nope, his flight is also 8, so y'all are very evenly matched in that regard. So the one that's grabbed the doctor has pulled slightly ahead of you, but only because the one grappling you is like trying to slow down slightly. But you're still within kind of speaking distance of each other.
I'm sure it's a pleasant experience for the doctor.
Well, oddly enough, it doesn't seem to be bothering him as much as you would think it would. But, you know, the comet is not aware that patient has put a force shield on the doctor, so. But you hear the doctor telling him, Mal, you know this revenge isn't going to accomplish anything. It's not going to undo your memory. And it simply robs the nation of what I can give it. You have to look at the bigger picture, my boy. You'd have laid down your life for the country without thinking about it. You know, in combat. The country just had other use for your life. Think of what we could have done with an army of yous. Think of how safe we would have been. Let's see, so that's... Alright, so 2 are on the comet. The other 2 fly down and engage Frost Giant.
All right.
They fly down, and you hear kind of in stereo as they're both talking. In sync. Sorry about this, man, but we can't let you get involved. We'll send you a case of beer afterwards, and then they both try to sock you one. Well, he'd say "I." They both say "I." They wouldn't say "we."
Yeah.
He's not so crazy that he talks about himself, you know, in the third person or as a plural. All right.
There's
So this
nothing
is
wrong
his.
with talking about yourself in plural when you are plural.
All right. So yeah, his prowess is 6, and he's got aerial combat. Oh, I forgot about his aerial combat. But that's only for defense, so. Okay. Oh, yeah, and the other one of them. Alright, so one of them hits you and one of them doesn't. Yeah, because the 9 beats a 7, and they were trying to time their attack so they both got you at the same time, but trying to bump its damage, basically. But one of them missed completely, and just barely pulls up before he hits the ground. Because at this point, I believe you are still human-ish sized.
Yeah.
The other gets a major success on you. His strength is a 7.
Ouch.
So, you know, any defense you've got, or any resistance you've got, take that off and then take damage.
I take full.
It is a slamming attack. So that'll be strength versus the damage you took. So essentially his strength versus your strength to see if you're slammed.
I got an 8.
I also got an 8. And damage. Slamming. There is no effect on a failure or a marginal. And, you know, ties are marginals. So basically, he hits you, he does that damage, but you had time to brace for it. So, to any onlookers, they can see you slide back a few inches when he hits you, but you don't go flying, get knocked down or anything. But that squadron kind of comes to a full stop in front of you. Well, the one that missed is probably wheeling around.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 2 on Frost Giant. And then the one that initially dropped the Doctor. At the moment, he's just standing. He's just floating up there, like he's watching everything going on. Frost Giant, you're up.
All right, the one directly in front of me. I'm gonna go ahead and grow to giant size, and
Full
I'm gonna kick him.
size.
Yep.
I'm just picturing you swell up to full size, and there's just a second where he's just looking up at you, and then you kick him, like the Hulk did. What's his face in his solo movie. All right, so that is prowess.
Ouch. Ouch.
Apparently, Mal has seen that movie. So yeah, you go to kick him, he kind of goes up and kind of kind of rolls around your leg, and then heads up so he's more head level with you. The Comet. You are partially held by one squadron while another one has the Doctor.
Well, I guess I can't really worry about the other one until I break free from the one that's got me.
Yep.
So I am going to. How good of a grip does he have on me?
It's a partial hold. So enough that you couldn't get away from him. Your arms are free, so if you could fire an energy blast, you could fire a blast at whoever. Though you'd be at -2 because he's fumbling with you.
Yeah, I don't have any blasts. I can.
Now to escape, you could use your strength, or there's some kind of way to do dex. Or, a dex type thing. I can't remember if it's coordination or prowess, though. Let's see. I believe it's the same rules as Entangle. Resistant slamming, stunning. Let's see. I wish some of this stuff was a little better organized. Let's see. Does anybody remember where the rules were for
what specifically?
Either for grappling or for the entangling? Because it's not a separate power, but I know it's something you could do with some powers.
So isn't that part of wrestling, or is that a different thing? There's grabbing on page 134.
That's what I needed.
It's really hard to find stuff in that book.
It is. It's like it's arranged to read through the first time, but it's not a great reference.
Yeah, because it gives like the rules basics in the front, and then the specific action.
And that's where I was flipping, was to the front.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll break out another one of my little tabs and tab this section. So.
Yeah. And then the actions are divided into active and passive. So.
All right. So escaping. When you're held by an opponent, see wrestling. You can attempt to escape with your prowess or strength against the attacker's strength.
Okay.
So yeah, the defender essentially, the escapee can essentially determine which stat. I don't know which is higher with you.
My prowess is. I've got 1 point of martial arts. Is that going to help with that or not? I don't No, it's different. It does
It
or not.
might, because martial arts kind of.
I know that there's a separate wrestling skill though.
Oh, that's
There is a separate wrestling.
Let's see. Or wrestling action. Let's
no,
see.
it explicitly excludes wrestling. So no help here.
Okay.
So just the prowess. Versus Mal's strength is going to be his highest.
Dang it.
Alright, so you're still in a partial hold. You may have to think of some other way to shake him.
Yeah, I might have to.
I may be able to try to help you with that.
Serpent Boy.
Speaking of which, what I'd like to do is how high up are Comet and his squadron?
The two of them.
I assume it's within, hopefully, the reach of 6. Which again.
Oh, definitely. This is not. I actually don't know how tall this hotel is, but.
Well, 6 is pretty far.
Yeah, 6 is freakishly. 6 is like city blocks. It's not gonna. It's not. I'm
actually-
confident it's not skyscraper height.
It's actually a few miles. So, yeah, I could Well, anyway, it's nowhere near that. So what
Yes.
I think he's going to do is he's going to try to just extend a limb to try to punch Squadron, and whether or not he actually does any damage, that would also put him in place so that or would it be possible for me to save my action to aid Comet in breaking out in his next action, next page? Is that possible? Or do I need to do something now on this page? Since I'm the first person?
You need to go ahead and do it this page, but what you can do is try to put a condition on Squadron that he could tap for free.
All right. So, yeah, I think I might try to do. Maybe I just need to distract him, even as just something as goofy as just reaching up and just leaving my elongated limbs around it, just try to distract him or unbalance him or something like that. Even if it's just a matter of just not slapping to hurt, but just to unbalance and disorient him.
I know Squadron's secret. What? He's ticklish.
To.
But okay, you can reach over there and you can yank on one of his arms or slap a hand over his face where he can't see or something to put the distraction effect on
that
him.
maneuver. What would that maneuver be exactly? Would that be a stretching thing, or would you limit it to one of my attributes?
I could see you doing it with prowess, because if you're physically touching him, then that's could be close combat. So I would say either prowess or stretching, whichever one's higher.
I'd like to do stretching. I have 1 point of power specialty, the power specialty in stretching.
Okay.
Can I load that in there?
Yes, because that helps you use your power in a useful manner.
Excellent.
If you were doing damage, that would make it do more damage or anything, but this is merely you putting a
I already have
quality
that
on
built
him.
in and I already have that built in under stupid stretching tricks. Okay, cool. Do I want to blow a point on this termination? Yes, because this might. I'd like to tag Son of the Midgard Serpent, just to step up and just step myself up and try to help my buddy out, because this is one of those rolls where the higher the more free tags, the better, I guess. So let's see. I'll type this roll in manually. Roll 1d6 plus 7, which is stretching +1, plus 2 for the determination point. If that would be acceptable.
Yeah, it sounds perfectly fine.
And I've generated a 14.
All right. And he will resist this with his prowess. And Mal's prowess is a 6. But he's got aerial combat. He gets to add that. He's got 2 ranks of aerial combat. He's actually hard to hit in the air. 14 is still just hard to beat, though. So you beat him by 5, so that is a massive success.
Which is, there's a couple free tags at least.
Let's see. It's the same as a moderate success, but you can activate the quality for free 3 times.
All right, there you go.
So, all right, we're getting a bunch of static again.
Yeah, we are.
Those could use Comet. Or anyone. And that's only on that specific...
That's on that specific squadron.
Gotcha.
We'll call him the Grappling Squadron. So yeah, I'm basically picturing him like having stretched an arm up and just wrapped it around his head a couple times. You know, like a blindfold.
Yeah.
I mean, however you want to describe it, it's fine. All right, so you got 3 free. That's anybody interacting with that squadron can tap them. Patience.
Yep.
Is there anything Patience would like to do?
I guess I'll go ahead and just put a. I guess I'll just play it safe and put a force field around the doctor.
Okay. I thought you'd already put one around him.
Well, I didn't know if you let that action happen. Did you let it happen?
Oh yeah. I was assuming that's what you'd done as soon as you showed up.
Then we've got 3 more turns of that on him, and I'll put a shield on Frost Giant instead. Then,
Okay.
since he's in a 2-on-1 fight.
Yay.
And Comet has fought this guy alone before, so I would assume he can take it.
Okay, guys, this sucks, but I am going to have to bow out just a few minutes early.
Okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah. It's just we had a family thing planned, and my dad is surprising me just a little bit early.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we only had another 15
fine.
minutes, and we're at the very top of an order, so we'll go ahead and just wrap it here. I will go ahead and tell you what happens the first of this round, just so that's a little better cliffhanger. If I can not get choked up. So you have the comet that was holding, oh, not the comet, the squadron that was holding the doctor when y'all first arrived. Suddenly he becomes encapsulated in ice. And that ice falls, and as it passes the window, the broken out window, it's like darkness and shadow kind of billow out and envelop the ice and pull it into the hotel room.
Pulled into the hotel room?
Yes. Into the building. Now I say encapsulated. I mean, it's like it got him from chest, about like Frost Giant was encased. You know, his head was left free.
We don't talk about that.
So we'll wrap up here for the day. Small technical issues aside, I think it went pretty smoothly. Hope you guys had fun. I enjoyed running. And we'll be back here in 2 weeks, I believe, and I can't think of any reason, no holidays or anything popping up quite that soon, so. For anybody watching at home, hope you had a good time, or listening. Hope you'll be back to see us again. I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me, let me see if I can get this right this time. We had Curtis playing the Comet, Mike playing Serpent Boy, Zach playing Frost Giant, and Taylor playing Patience.
Yep.
And we will see
Been fun,
y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Bye.